Right, hello everyone and welcome to another round of 16 match between SteveMotty and his Orcs, or Ulysses Valorbrant, and Sedgerz and his Lizards. SteveMotty, of course, we saw beating past Scrofula in the play-ins to get here, and Sedgerz got in through the divisions, obviously. So, what a game of Blood will we have? It's raining. It's not raining men though. No one's shouting hallelujah. SteveMotty is down, or Ulysses Valorbrant is down a keg, or a babe as they say. Of course they had to change that to be a bit more politically correct. The Lizards chose to kick, so we're on the wrong side. So if the Lizards are choosing to kick, let's take a look at them. They have got 12 men's. We have a block Guardsaurus. Do we have any more block Guardsaurus? No. Oh, this is the... Oh, yes. It's this Lizards man team. Jesus. We have a block Guardsaurus. We have a guard stand firm Crocs. We have a block Mighty Blow guard. We have a block Mighty Blow tackle. We have a block break tackle. And we have another block Mighty Blow guard. And look at this fiend right here. Block, Mighty Blow, tackle, piling on, and Juggernaut. Jesus. And yet somehow he's not even the ultimate star in the team, because there's this little Leonardo DiCaprio who's a block move up. What's that? Sprint? We'll never know. Movement 9, edge up, sidestep. It's disgusting. And we also have this movement up just in case the one movement 9 wasn't enough. And then SteveMotty is also running 12. We have, man, look at these. We have a block guard troll, a block guard Mighty Blow, black orc. We have a block guard and a block and another block black orc. It's pretty cool. And then we have a block tackle Lino, who's basically just a blitzer, a block move up Lino, or block edge up Lino. And then the rest of them just appear. We have a lodge guard, we have a guard stand firm, we have a Mighty Blow tackle pile it on, and we have an edge up move up sure hands. So like, man, it's a real battle of the stats and skills, isn't it? But you know, these teams are like 30 games old, so it's to be expected. Yeah, it probably would be dimming, to be fair. Yeah. You know, I don't have the years of professionalism and practice that you have. I'm still earning my stripes in the Blood Bowl commentary teams. Instant high kick. Doesn't even catch it. Absolute diced. So I'm expecting a really high removal game here between some orcs and some lizards. Maybe the two killers do some work, right? Who's to say? Oh. instant KO. Yeah, maybe Dimmy. Yeah, I should take your advice. And I'll put it in my back pocket. And I'll remember it for the next game. Thanks, champ. Gets the pickup. Looker dog. Man, I thought for sure we were going to blitz this one. Like, follow up with the troll. And then he goes there and blitz that. Dimmy's just an icon, of course. You know, everyone loves Dimmy. And now, like, he's gotten super into the philosophy and health kick as well. Whoa. What a legend. Like, no more falling off the chair. The only interesting thing that happens on Dimmy streams now, of course, is Michelle chopping up carrots in the background. Piling on Saurus, let's go. I got myself a cup of tea and a digestive biscuit, and oh, loving life. Cause you know, man, another KO. Fucking hell! It's the case of the paper lizards. But honestly, it's kind of just fine though, right? Because they just one turn anyway. The best coach you've seen so far? Yeah, I mean, look, he watches Jimmy Fantastic for a living. Herself decided to get 2 parcels delivered. Ridiculous. You see, this is what she does when I'm not here. She just orders stuff online because she has so much more spare time to just scroll on her phone. It's a dangerous game going away. I was gonna say what's happened, but I was just back in time to see them cast another lizard. Or remove another lizard. Didn't get 2 players served in turn 2. Yeah, that's pretty good. Man, it was just hilarious watching that game. This is like, surely Miss Feltree just surfs Jimmy's blitzer here. And she did. And then immediately Jimmy's like response was to do a blockless troll hit when he should have just done a... Well, if he's doing the troll blitz, he should just vomit with the troll, right? Because there's only a 2D. It's okay, Steve. This Ulysses Valorbrand fella is just assigned to remove every lizard he touches, so it's pretty good. Well, Ultravox is KO'd. Two pretty big removals back, though, in fairness, isn't it? You know? Now there's only the Cal's skink in between. A pretty nice swing back there, honestly, to kind of keep it a game. As opposed to the Orcs just completely removing the lizards off the pitch. I mean, even this tackle hit's a bit of a shame. Because, I wonder, can we manufacture a hit on this guy? I mean, not really. Maybe just blitz this skink. So he goes there, he hates this, and he blitzes that. Yeah, fair enough. Can't really say much against it, right? Saves move first, etc, etc. Turn 4. Man, the skink's just standing up to take a tackle hit is a bit of a shame. I guess we just blitz and pile it on. This skink just needs to run away. He needs to be, like, at least 5 squares away from anything. Because, like, this drive doesn't matter, right? This guy, like, this guy needs a push. This guy needs a push to make it 1-1 at halftime. And you just leave him there to get 2-diced. I don't know. I mean, I know he has blodge. But... it seems a little risky, doesn't it? Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say he probably has to dodge off. Yeah, and then he had to reroll. It's fair enough. Good stuff, good stuff. So we're getting this guy hit. This guy's piling on here. This guy's probably getting blitzed by him then. No, we're rolling double skulls. Pile it on. Misclicked the piling on. It's a shame, isn't it? Can't believe we'd misclick a piling on like that. This is interesting because we could... Oh no, I guess we can. Skills, come back! Come back, Skills! There we go. Yeah, I mean it's turn 6 though. We're pretty cool. Pretty cool where we're, especially this guy's like edge up, movement up. He'll just dodge somewhere in a 2+. It's not the end of the world. I mean, that dodge is fine if you're willing to re-roll it, because otherwise you just get the ball hit. Maybe you get the ball hit anyway. Yeah, I guess it's safe now. It's definitely possible to hit the ball. And it's possible to get this guy surfed as well. I don't know. I'd have been quite tempted to just surf him there. Maybe you don't after having to use the reroll, right? Because like you have to dodge back to here as well. Yeah. Well, look, we have a chance to pile on here this turn, right? And we said no. Okay. Seems a bit of a waste. Not to be piling on every turn. Uh-oh. Well. Just a badly hurt, so it's fine, it's back. The problem here is... Yeah. Well, I mean, that wasn't even the problem. But the problem was... you have this guy. Still, the lizards have been quite unlucky here, haven't they? Taking 5 removals in 7 turns. Right. So I was like, oh, why didn't we just hit the ball? I was like, this is pretty nice, isn't it? Like, you take this 1D, and then you just hit the ball. I suppose it's hard to get an assist, right? But like, even after taking this hit, I guess it's 3 guards. Man, look at that. Look at that positioning from the Orcs. So good. Yeah, the 3 guard sucks. But then you have 1 guard of your own in here, right? So like, you make it 5 versus 5. He piled on once and killed an orc. Always pile on. Guaranteed to work every time. Guaranteed to kill an orc every time. Let's go. And then this guy, well, I was saying this guy just runs away, but we put him in for an assist. Is it 6v5, is it? Okay. Well, in that case, then it's fine. In that case, then that blitz is fine, right? I thought it was 5v5. Cool. So, pretty decent half for the Orcs, all in all, right? Yeah, using the apple on a dead block tackle is a bit meh, to be honest, for sure. It's hard though, like, it's hard when you have 15 seconds to decide whether or not to apple something, isn't it? Like, that's kind of like one of the good things Blood Bowl 3 has going for it, in that, like, you can use 7.5 minutes to think if you want. KOs don't come back, so I mean, it's a push. Like, it's a single push here for the lizards. So assuming you can pick the ball up and hand it off, it should be 1-1 at halftime. And then it's going into your drive, in which you can probably just score, or you can just stall for a long time. Like, you're down 3 players, but this is pretty easy. Splits there and sidestep to here. I mean, it's a bit annoying that it's a 4+, right? 4+ to pick the ball up, and then a handoff as well. But depending on the kick, we might need to do the handoff in the tackle zone. You've no idea what you were doing with the setup. I mean, look, it's hard, right? Like, yeah, I have no idea what you're doing to set up either, really. But look, at the end of the day, your opponent needed to make 1 push, so it's pretty easy to give him to get a push regardless. Gets the POW. Nice. I do think we have to do a pass though, do we? Or we can do a handoff and then a pass? Yeah. Well. It's a shame. Let's see what the KO rolls. How desperate are the lizards to score? They both come back, so they're on what, 10? And then the Orcs also both come back. Excellent KO rolls at halftime for both coaches. And yeah, I mean, like, here you don't even need to you kind of almost want them to just like go in 2 or 3, right? So leaving the flanks open is pretty good, and if you can chip something off, chip a couple of skinks here, nice. You're already up a man. So it's pretty cool. Brilliant coaching. So the lizards get another one. Bringing them up to 4 for the drive. Instant double skulls. You see that free reroll you got, mate? We'll have it back. Block trolls are a pretty good thing, aren't they? Oh, I thought we were going to blitz the troll. Oh. I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? Because we have the crocs to hit the troll anyway. Gets the pick up. Skinks are now protected behind a wall of Saurus. Crocs just gets a push. Instant troll hit. Which is probably fine. Man, it always scares me doing big guy hits. And didn't blitz with the blitzer to pile it on. But I suppose it keeps them a bit more reactive in case the lizards decide to come forward. And then we basically just doing columns. And he just moves in central. Yeah, pretty nice. Not like imagine not basing up every turn. Insane. Like incredible. Gets the hit in. Doesn't follow. Can't even pile on. Diced. This is where it always... This is the part where the last Lizard coach we watched lost the game, right? In the fact where they tried to bring the ball forward. Pretty safe here, though, so far. Nothing too erroneous. I think the troll just stays where he is. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty nice shape. I mean, it's probably... You could probably describe it as passive from the Orcs, but, you know, at the same time, the lizards have to come forward and they have to do something. By which I mean they have to get to this line. Pile it on. Oh, look at that. Such a good cutscene. Gets the extra hit as well. It's cool. And the lizards are now making a slight forward progression. Maybe being a bit too aggressive with this ball. It's probably fine. We should be on the other's view. Fuck me. Yeah, I mean, I guess the ball positioning is fine, isn't it? It's one of these where because we've so tight here now that it's easier for the Orcs to collapse in, and like these are all just spaced out, so it's easy for the Orcs to just tie them up. It's like you're kind of committed over here, but it all just gets knocked down. And then like the idea would be to have this to switch back, which you can switch back here. Been quite tempted to pop him there, but I understand. Because like your entire line has just been whittled away now, right? As the lizards. This nice forward progression you've had here, because you've jammed in, has just been completely pushed back and negated. This Saurus is now in deep trouble. So he has to come around and blitz here, and so you can centralize. The ball has to retreat pretty much. This is that one. Okay. Well, the stun might be a bit of... Ooh. That leaves us a bit weak. But, yeah, that's pretty good. Then we get the follow up here as well. Yeah, the problem is our lizards are... Like, our Saurus are just getting completely bogged down in this fight. And, you know... It's not a fight we're currently winning. Okay, so the troll staying down is pretty helpful, actually. So I think the Orcs seeing that are just like, yeah, take the Spitz and the Skink, get him off the pitch. Because all of this is stuck over here anyway, right? And... like, you have to be aware that, like, the Skinks might look for a three-man sideline cage at some point. If they can't free up any Saurus at some point. So, pretty nice pressure here from the Orcs, actually. Double GFI to base. Which we do base. And this guy's just running around. And a foul. I mean, the foul is nice. I wonder if we do something over here, but... I guess it's a bit too much commitment to do something over on the right. But the problem is, right, this Saurus just knocks down this, the ball dodges and comes up to here, and we've a pretty nice line as the lizards again. I don't think he needs to come down here. And... I don't think this blitz needs to happen either, really. I mean, yeah, maybe. Snakes never happen, of course, so I was just dodging off. I mean, it's one of those where, like, if he dodges off and fails, and I'm like, oh, that was terrible. He should have, clearly he should have fucking blitzed him. What was he doing? But he didn't even blitz the one that was dodging off then. I don't know. I think sometimes you take the 2+ and like you cage up here, and then that at least like gives you an idea to, you know, to bomb forward like next turn or the turn after. Doesn't get him, but perhaps a little reminder to the lizards that yeah, I can move fast as well. You think you overcommit? Yeah, I suppose you kind of are. Block here. To be fair, like, a lot of the Saurus are just tied up at the same point. Interesting. He goes there, and he blocks him, and then he just runs over here. Out of range. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. And in the break tackle. I mean, it's hard, Steve, though, right? Because, like, they can do this at any time. Like, once they get to the halfway line, if you commit either way, they'll go. So the pressure was nice. The two guys going down was nice. But, like, yeah, I get what you mean. Having the 5 of them down there is probably too much. Because, like, it's so easy for them to score now, right? And then win the toss in overtime. And just score in 2 to win the game. I mean, that's pretty nice, keeping you locked in there as well. And then these just have to run back to act some pressure on, but like realistically, they're probably getting the stall. Nice, nice. I guess that probably takes the stall away. I guess you could go over here. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. It's a pretty good point from Tullian. Clever clogs. I just thought it was completely out of range, but I suppose if we get that source out the way, we can just go for it, can we? Cool. So we still have 2 turns. The score is the Orcs, and we have 2 rerolls. The Lizards used no rerolls in that drive except for like the double skulls, the instant double skulls, did they? Oh, was it? Okay. Yeah, maybe. It's hard though, right? It's hard to know when to use rerolls and when not to use rerolls, especially when they don't replenish. Like the shape was really nice from the Orcs, and the pressure was fine as well. But yeah. Then when the 5 of them come down in one turn, it's just so easy for them to break away. This looks promising for the... Okay, yeah, that's fine. Because if you catch it, he can hand off. Yeah, sure. I mean, it looks pretty promising for the 2 turn here, right? Especially with them being so far back. Yeah, we have a 2 turn, yeah. Well, honestly, you don't even need the 2 turn really at this point. You just, well, you need to win the toss in overtime, but if you do that, it becomes pretty easy. But it is kind of a 50-50 to lose. Otherwise, isn't it? Alright. Gets him down. Maybe 1 or 2 of these could go up here first before we try this. Okay, so we're doing the pass handoff. Well, then these guys definitely go up, right? Like, there's no reason he couldn't have just moved here. And this guy could have just handed off, right? And then this guy could have done the pass because he is edge up. So he hands it off on a 2, and then he comes up and passes it on a 2 and catches it on a 3. Yeah, we just get 2D'd here, right? Guard goes here and ball gets palmed. So we just stay one back. It's the same as the last game, right? Honestly, Steve, you did something like the exact same the last point or the last game, where the ball just needs to stay one back. Let him hit one of these and then try your dodge through. Yeah. Well, didn't pile it on. I mean, there's still options to score, but obviously it's it's a bit more tricky now. Nice. I mean, hard to judge whether it was nice or whether it was completely insane, but I'm gonna go with nice. That was excellent. Well done. Well, fantastic decision to Kaz him. Made overtime significantly easier. And then he's just doing the dodges, right? And then he tries and picks it up and passes. Pretty good. He couldn't have reached, no? No, he's on short. Okay. Cool. So yeah, that was fine. Absolutely murdered the lizards. Always the great strategy. Now you just need to win the toss, because otherwise they just 2-turn and win the game. Maybe 1 turn and win the game, but probably not. So the Orcs won the toss. Excellent, excellent. Well done, Steve. Steve has played a blinder so far. Sorry, I am taking the piss. I'm being a bit mean. This is the point where Jimmy would double down and go like, well, no, he has played a blinder actually, because like he's done the right thing and he's maximized his blocks and he's banged out the entire team, and like you don't have to play well if you bang out the entire team. Classic Jimmy logic. High kick again. Whoa. Yeah, I mean this should be pretty straightforward now for the Orcs, unless Steve decides to eye cage and and give his opponent 2D on the ball again. Although we might kill a Saurus or 2 along the way, so you know we could have some fun doing it. Literally kill the Saurus along the way. Fuck me. It's like the last game with the Necro. I was like, oh, they've been quite good. They haven't been banged out or anything. Instant death. Well, you know, if Steve bangs something out, he might have stand a better chance. Dead. You were very cautious. Which square are you in? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, you say very cautious. If any of that failed, there's a blodge skink with the ball. No, I'm joking. It's pretty good. Rolls double pows and kills another Croxagore. Let's go. Ah, diced. Yeah, well. Just casually look at the top right hand corner of the screen. I wonder how the lizards are going to get back into this one. Not by rolling pushes, I guess. Okay. Pretty good. Get a nice shape back. Just pivot a bit to the left, You know, follow Rihanna's advice. Put your players in a box to the left. Yeah. The classic orc saying, I have a lot more players than you. Come and do something about it. Otherwise, we're gonna walk down this pitch in about 8 turns time and bang it in and win the game. And the lizards are desperately looking at their team, being like, I don't actually have anything to do. The famous Rihanna song. Yeah. It may not have been Rihanna. It may have been Beyonce, perhaps. Who's to say? It may not have even been Beyonce. Yeah. It's funny. That song was in my head as well. Yeah. Who did sing it? It was Beyonce, wasn't it? Oh. I'm desperately trying to think of an appropriate Rihanna song lyric now. Nothing is jumping out at me. There's like 2 Rihanna songs that I know off the top of my head. Umbrella and Only Girl in the World. Yeah. Shut Up and Drive, maybe? Did she sing that one? Pretty good as well. I saw she was doing some like parade or festival thing in where is she from? Is she from Barbados? She was doing some like festival thing. It's pretty cool. I like how she's just basically retired now and just focusing on like her makeup and clothing brand. Except some like Saudi Arabian prince or something paid for her to perform at his wedding. Paid her like something ridiculous, like 100 million or something, just to do the wedding. Maybe it was even more than 100 million. Jesus, I don't know. In the meantime, the orcs are hitting some lizards. The lizards are standing firm. Can't stand firm that one. Well, you can, but Crocs down and Bonehead. Yeah. And double skulls. Fuck, the orcs are out of rerolls. When did the orcs run out of rerolls? I swear they had 2 like I swear they had 2 like a turn ago. They must be in Beyonce's box with everything she wants. To the left. Along with Rihanna's umbrella. Okay, so a pretty decent switch on here now. Who's a higher net worth, Rihanna or Taylor Swift? Well, it's funny, right? It's funny because your instinct would be to say Taylor Swift. But maybe it's Rihanna, because like I know her brand brings in like massive amount of money. But Taylor Swift is a narcissistic, nasty piece of work who releases like 7 different versions of her album, and they all go to like #1. So it's hard for it to not be Taylor Swift. You'll have to leave us. You'll have to let us know. Well, this should be over, right? This game seems to be like another Kaz there. It's like I don't think the Lizards can even do anything about this at this point, can they? They can't get anything free to even get in the way. Yeah. Can we blitz this? Can't. Nice old X cage, maybe an old Venga bus, maybe an old Hates cage. I mean, you probably don't even have to. Like, it's so funny. You don't even have to worry about the ball sack at this point, right? There's no break tackle on the Lizard Man. They're just gonna come in for the 6+, and you can screen it off pretty good. And like this guy, who's about to get fucking mighty blow tackled in the face. Don't have to worry about him either, because like even if he comes in and picks up the like sacks the ball and picks it up, he can't do much about it. Hello Dizzy, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome Dizzy best viewers. Rihanna's 1.4 billion. Yeah, I knew Rihanna was about a billion. I didn't realize it was 1.4. It's pretty high. And Taylor Swift is 1.3. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, Taylor Swift will probably like quickly overtake Rihanna though. Like, don't know. All she has to do is release her Reputation album, Taylor's version, 14 times. With like unique vinyl art on each different one, and it'll be #1 for like 8 years until Taylor Swift comes along and releases another album. And anyway, the Orcs bang it in, win the game, and I say bang because they really did just decide to bang out the Lizards. Everything they touched at some point just evaporated, didn't they? But still, though, Steve did well. He played it by the numbers. I think there wasn't much where I was like, oh, he probably could have done this instead of that. I mean, he could have won it in overtime, or in normal time even. But look, got the job done. Well done, Steve. Commiserations to Sedgerz. Thanks very much for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.